the working title was Men, Women, and Relationships. It was a gift of God, that title. I'm telling you. See, my book, the idea of men, women relationships, some people were open to it, but many people were not open to it. So I learned how to be funny. Again, my cartoons, now I can tell funny stories. I can soften it up, but still some people would, don't say men and women are the same, or they are the same. We're not different. Why do you focus on differences? So I kept thinking how to make this playful, And I didn't know how, although I did know that I wanted a hook, to me, it was just men and women are different. Okay. Then it was like 2 to 3 years of struggling with, I need it. And it was really painful in my heart. I got to find it. I don't know how to do it. And I was just taking, just for my own research, there's this thing called astrology and the different planets. And one planet is associated with masculinity. Another planet is associated with Venus. Now, I wasn't thinking this could be my title at all. I was just taking the class because, if you study Mars planet, you see there's certain attributes of masculinity. So I was trying to define more and more the attributes of our male energy and our female energy. My wife was in the class. She was the Venus. We're all supposed to take on an attribute of a planet. So I became Mars because it's more masculine. She became Venus and love and goddess and all that stuff. So while I was taking that class, I also was giving, all my talks on men, women, and relationships. And also the movie E.T. was very popular at that time. So I got the idea, in E.T., he was going to eat chocolates. He needed chocolates, something in Reese's chocolates he needed. Yet the mother thought, oh, you shouldn't eat that. It's not good for you. You shouldn't give that to him. So I was going to give this metaphor. I was going to say, if you think of your husband like E.T., then what you think is good for him may not be good for him. You have to look at his planet, what's good for him. So that was the idea. And I had no idea to say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But then when I said, think of your husband as ET, the women in the room laughed. Oh, it was like, ha, 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 ha. And then some woman, I never told the story, some woman that says, well, where's my husband from? And the first thought that came, I was just taking a class, he's from Mars. They laughed and laughed and laughed. I didn't yet have made the connection. Women are from Venus at that point, but it was like, yep, men are from Mars. And it was just hysterical. They just thought that was the funniest thing. So literally when that happened, I thank God the hair on my arms lifted up. It was like, this is it. This is finally, I got it. And then I finally refined the little story about Martians and Venusians, which is kind of trivial today. But at that point, it was a way to introduce the playfulness of men and women being from different worlds. And I just invented this little story, is that the Martians do this, the Venusians do this, and then they got horny and they knew something was missing. They got in their spaceships. It looked like penises, and went over to Venus, and they all got along because they had translators. They knew they were speaking different languages. They had different customs. And so they were getting along. They fell in love and they went on a honeymoon to Earth. And on Earth, they had the atmosphere was different and caused a change in their brain, which was selective memory. And they forgot that they're from different planets. And it was from that day on that they started having trouble. And when I tell that story back in those days, every time I told it for about 6-7 years, the hair would stand on the, whenever my hair stands up on my body, I go, listen to that. Some level of truth is coming into the world. And then finally people said, you really have to put this in a book. You really have to put this in a book. And so I started becoming a writer.